I can't tell if I'm depressed these days or if it's the world. And I don't think anybody else can really tell either, at least not for me. Like, I don't think a therapist can figure it out because the world's doing what it's doing, right? And so we're all having reactions, but our reactions are all kind of reasonable. Um, and because I have a history of depression, I sort of track depression treatments, especially new ones, especially innovative ones. I'm sort of a geek about it, but also, you never know if something might help. And I saw one recently and I was thinking, gosh, should I try that? Like maybe that would help me feel better. Maybe that would help me feel less sad. Maybe that would help me feel less stressed out or less angry. And then I was like, I don't know that I want that to happen right now because I don't know that this is depression. I think this is just a normal reaction to everything. And while this treatment might be able to level out my mental state, I'm not sure that's appropriate. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's not appropriate. In fact, the point of life is not to be numb, right? Like the point of life is not to get numb. My doctor recently tried me on a medication for one of my medical conditions, and it changed the way I related to food completely. Like I no longer knew what I wanted to eat, what I didn't want to eat. I didn't know that I was hungry, even though my body was really hungry. I didn't have any kind of useful response to the idea or the thought or the presence of food. Usually I know what to eat. I know that I should have a craving. I'll have a craving for spinach, so I'll eat spinach, or I'll have a craving for protein, so I'll eat protein. And this just took away everything. It took away all of my relationship between myself and my body, between myself and food, between myself and desire. And that was creepy. That was creepy. I was on that medication for about 5 minutes before I called my doctor and said, I can't do this. Because the point of life is not to be numb. And I understand that we're facing some, in many cases, in some cases, unprecedented, and in some cases, ongoing stresses and traumas and things that are freaking us out. And we think if maybe I could just feel a little bit less, that would be easier. That would be better. That would get me somewhere else, right? That would make it possible for me to just get up in the morning and pretend that everything's okay. Just get up in the morning and keep chopping wood and carrying water like the Buddhist precepts say, which on the one hand, we still need to stay warm and we still need to stay hydrated. And on the other hand, what is this? What is this? How did people during the collapse of the Roman Empire do it? I don't know. How did people during the beginning of some of the world wars do it? I don't know. But it doesn't feel right to just numb it out so that you can zombie your way through. Like that's not the point. That's not why we're here. That's not what we're doing. That is not what we're doing, and it is not what's going to get us out of it. Being zombies is not going to get us out of this. So we're going to have to find something else.